With close to 300 children in Norfolk's foster care system, ensuring that these children can be placed in a loving, safe, temporary home is a top priority. If you've ever thought of becoming a foster parent, now's the time. I asked Erica Phillips and Kathleen Baltodano to share their perspectives about this important job. Erica is a family services worker who helps recruit foster families, and Kat is a Norfolk foster parent. So couldn't think of two more perfect people to share information about this experience and what is a very challenging role and job, but can be very rewarding as well. Would you say so, Kat?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. Now, you've been a foster parent for how long?
2 years.
2 years. And in 2 years, you've had a chance to get some experience working with children. Do you work with children of a specific age group?
Yes, from birth to 4.
Okay, so the young ones that run through 4 years old, and they, like any children, can be a handful.
Yes, they can.
Do you have children as well in your family?
I do. I have 2 teenagers, a boy and a girl.
Wow, wow, you really do have your hands full, but that's still, it's great that you've shown an interest in it. And Erica, I know that for you, it's great to have somebody like Kat contribute to what is an ongoing process for you.
Absolutely.
Which is trying to find people that really are willing to do this, because it requires more than just loving kids.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is it that the foster parent would need to consider, or somebody who wants to be a foster parent need to consider?
Those interested in fostering definitely have to take a look at first their overall schedule and what they can offer to a child, because we definitely are trying to find families for children and not children for families.
It's a big difference between that.
Definitely, absolutely. We offer pre-service training for our families, and what we do is come from an angle of a mutual family assessment, and we base this off of our PRIDE curriculum. And so what we like to do is make sure that when we're working with the families during our pre-service training is that both the agency and the family are involved on a mutual basis in making this decision on if this is the right process for them. So with that PRIDE curriculum, we want to make sure that the families are dedicated in protecting and nurturing the children, working as a team player, addressing the children's needs and developmental delays. And so families like Mr. and Mrs. Baltodano, who are not only willing to open up their homes, but dedicate themselves to attending training and, you know, just furthering themselves to meet the children's needs.
So you don't just jump in there and become a foster parent. It requires preparation. And I imagine also preparation for the child, because the child that is brought into a home has been through probably a not too good situation or event. And maybe have experienced quite a bit of trauma, part of that trauma being just adjusting to being in a new place and not in the environment from which they came. What prompted you to get into foster parenting and opening your home?
We're a homeschooling family, so as Christians, we do everything, we strive to do everything possible to glorify Jesus Christ. So we felt that He laid it on our hearts to offer our home to foster children. But it took about a year of praying and preparing before we ever even contacted an agency.
Wow.
Just, you know, for our teenagers' sake and for our own sakes, you know, we really wanted to make sure that we were prepared to do such a step, because it's hard to be with these children and to nurture them and then have to give them back. So we needed to make sure that that was something that we could do. But once we decided, then we contacted Norfolk, and it takes a long time. The training takes, you know, 6 to 8 weeks? And then, you know, you have home studies and all of these things. So it's a huge commitment, and it's something that you have to be very responsible about and make sure that it's something that you're willing to make a very long commitment to.
Right.
And we felt that we could do that.
Well, certainly the children that you bring into the home or who are placed with you are going to, when they do leave, or if they do leave, you want to make sure that they're taking something with them that is going to help them move forward. And that is a huge responsibility.
It is.
It is. Well, you've thought very long and hard about it, which is good, because often when people think about children, that it comes from an emotional place, which is not bad, but it's got to be much more than that, and it can't be impulsive.
Right.
So I think part of your job is being able to assess whether or not someone is a good candidate for this by their sense of commitment and
Yes.
their maybe no lack of impulsiveness, but that's not necessarily their key personality trait.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, children are available in all ages to be placed in homes, and this happens daily. You have children in and out of foster care, sometimes returned to their families, which is what you would say is the priority.
Yes, all children who are in foster care, the main goal is to return to a relative placement. Families that come to Norfolk, we do approve them. What we do is a dual approve, where they can foster to adopt. But the main goal is that we want to work to return children back to their birth families. We have we want to do dual, make all reasonable efforts to return them back to the birth families or to a relative placement. Once those efforts have tried to be achieved and we aren't able to do that, then we'll start looking for permanence for these children. So we want to make sure that we'll try to put them in permanent placement. So then there comes the opportunity that the foster families are able to adopt the children if they desire. So that's how we kind of work that out. So the families do have the opportunity to do that as well. So when we're doing our training and the home study process with the families, we're making those assessments and judgments too. So we don't have, we have children that are in foster care from ages 0 all the way up to 21. We provide independent living services for our teens that are in foster care, and we just want to provide any kind of support and stability so that they can, be productive citizens as well.
Okay, 21 years old. That seems like at one point in time that used to be, well, you're already an adult, but for some of these kids, 21 is a very different place than a kid that's been in a stable environment most of his or her life. So the teenagers that you take in would be quite a different. You'd have a different approach, I would imagine. Although they're all still kids, aren't they?
Right.
So that's one thing that really never changes. So you had a choice as to what age group you would be best serving. Okay, and as far as training for or certifying for being a foster parent or to foster and adopt, that's an option too. Some people don't know that they'd be ready or willing to keep a child permanently, but they do. What is appealing is being able to take care of somebody for a while.
Right.
Would you say that the majority of people that apply or become foster parents prefer temporary placement, or do they tend to be those who are hoping to adopt a child?
We actually have a strong mixture of both. We have families that come in that have the desire just to assist children and just foster and help with the goal of returning them back to their families. And we have a strong push for co-parenting. We encourage our foster families to have a relationship when deemed safe and appropriate with the birth families. So we don't forget about the birth families as well. Although we focus on the best interests of the child, but it also includes developing a relationship with the birth family too, because while the foster parents are doing all the great work they're doing with the children, we want to make sure that the families are prepared to pick up where the foster family left off and are able to continue parenting their child as well. So we encourage those relationships there too. And then we have those families that come in that are also on board with that same goal, but in the event that that doesn't work out, they do develop, you can't help but form attachments and relationships with these children. As Mrs. Baltadano said, you love on them, they become a part of your family, and when the opportunity comes, then definitely they want to have the opportunity to be able to adopt a child as well. So, and once they're in their home for a certain time period, then foster parents do have the opportunity to start having legal rights to be able to be eligible to adopt them. So.
Okay. It's a long process. It's complex, but it is possible. And we've put numbers up on the screen for you to call. You can also check online for more information. And I want to thank Kat. Thanks so much for taking a moment out of your very busy day, I'm sure, to share your perspective on being a foster parent. And that we hope that that will inspire some other people to check into this. And thank you, Erica, too, for your insight and just the valuable information that you've shared today.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. When we come back, find out how you can help improve the safety and quality of life for the elderly in your community.